Hello, welcome back to another episode of Kotlin Bootcamp for programmers. In this episode, I'm going to show you how maps operate or some specific operation in map. So along with the previous examples or the previous episode that I talked about the map, and I created a map using the 5 functions. 2 of them were only Kotlin function, mapOf and mutable map, and the 3 of them was using Java functions that I created map for you. And in this episode I want to show you how you can operate a map. So let's get started with the first one. Let's see how we can retrieve a key and value of a map. I want to show you some examples. I want to just copy and paste the code here. I want to show you the example. So I have a list of, or I have the number of maps here, the list 1 to 1. So in the previous episode that I talked about how you can create a map. So you can back to on the previous episode if you haven't watched that. You can see I have created a map here 1, and it is 1, and 2, the key is 2 and the value is 2, and the key is 3 and the string, the value is 3. Now I want to get the first one. Here the key is 1. I want to get the get. We can use the get and the first one. Now if I want to use the square brackets and the key like this, I can also get the key. But this one, if this exists, it will bring us the key. But if this one has the key, for example, if doesn't exist, it will bring for us null. For example, I want to access the 5 key. Now if you see here, we don't have the key 5. It will have, or it will create, or it will return as a null for us. So we have one more good functions in the map, that get or default. So it will get a key for us. So we don't have 4 key here. So if we don't have the key, so it will return as the default value. For example, if it has the key, for example, I want to get the 3, so it will return the 3. And if I want to give something like 4, we don't have 4, so this return.get or default will return 10, the default value. Or we can also have one more function like this, println numbers map dot get or else. It is like the default value. First thing is string key. It is the key that you can specify. The second one is default value. This default value is a lambda function. It is not a value. Here it is a string, it is a value. But here in the get or else, the second one can be a default function, a default lambda function, or it will be a function. For example, I want to get the 5, but we don't have the 5 here. But if you don't have the 5, what we can do here, after the comma, we can specify the default value for that. The default value, for example, if I put 4 here, so that if it is like default value for this get or else. But here we cannot specify the 4 itself directly. We can have a lambda function. It needs a lambda. If I put curly braces here, so I can put 4 here, because this curly braces means this is a lambda functions. Inside the lambda function, it will return only 4. Even we can have more expressions like the number, like we can have number dot, I wanna, for example, I wanna return something like if I get the first, no, I cannot. For example, I wanna return the size of this map. For example, get the 5. If we don't have the 5, return the size of that. Or you can return empty value, or we can return, we can say this value does not exist. We can say something like this. Or you can calculate something and then we can print. Or for example, I can print something here, or I can do like I can get numbers map dot, let's see what we can get. I can get something else instead of that, or I can get the 1, I can get the first one. I means the first one, it will get a key. If doesn't exist, so it will return, or it will perform this expression for us. Now we can also have the get value function here. This is the get value. It is the same thing as a get. It will take a key as a string, but if this get value couldn't find this key, if this key does not exist here, it will return an exception for us here. It will return an exception. If we run the program here, so this is an example, this is a function. I call the function here. Now let's run the program and see what will be the output. This is the 1, so like this 1, I get the 1. Second one is 1, I get the 1. And this is the 4. 4 does not exist here, and we return it the default value as a 10. So here the 5 doesn't exist, and instead of doesn't exist, we return it the value of 1. Or this print number.5 doesn't exist, we should get a null here. Now this one, the get value, it should get the 6 value. 6 key doesn't exist here, and it will get for us an exception. Let's see what is the exception. The exception is no such element exception. Oh, the key 6 is not existing. This here is missing in the map. So if I get, for example, the 2, so it will not return an exception for us like this. So one more example, for example, to perform operations on all the keys or values of a map, you can retrieve them from the properties keys and values accordingly. And the keys is a set of map keys, and the value is a collection of all maps value. For example, let's I want to print all the keys of this map, or I want to print all the values of map. How I can print? I can print like maps.key keys. It will get all the values of them, all the keys, and this one print.values, it will print for us all the values for us. Now if I do this, now let's see. The first one 1, 2, 3, it will print all the key, and the second one values will print for us all the values for us. This was for operation of how we can retrieve a data. Now let's see how we can for example filter our list. How we can filter. Let's create a new function, and let's call it filter. Let's call it filtering map, and I wanna call this filtering map function instead of this operation, because this is done for this episode. Now in this filtering map, I wanna create a new map, and with this new examples. Map number, the same number we already had, key 1, key 2, key 3, key 11. Now how I can filter that? Maps.filter function. It takes 2 parameters, key and value, and this is a lambda function that we already created. The parameter is key and value, and this is the lambda expression. It means this will check every time if the key ends with 1. If our key, for example, the first time it will check that this is a key ends with 1, correct? So, and the value is greater than 10, so the value is not greater than 10, it is 1, so it will not get that. So what basically filter do? It will filter, it will do a condition, or it will perform a predicate like this predicate, and if that predicate will be true, it will return a new list for us, not the existing list. It will create a new list for us. So for this example, as you see, it will check the key, it will check the value also, and all the keys should be end with 1, and the value should be greater than 10. If we run the program right now, so this key ends with 1, and also this key also ends with 1, but this is 11 greater than 10, but this is 1 only 1. So this function basically should return the key 11 and with 11 value. And if I change this one to, for example, 15, so right now it will return for us this key and value, this key and value, because both of them has the key ends with 1 and the value is greater than 10. It is true for both predicates. Now let's create or let's see another example how we can filter by keys or how we can filter by values. As you see here, I filter them using the key and value. There is another method that we can filter them using the key or using the value itself only. For example, here the numbers that filter keys. Filter keys, it will only filter using the keys. So here inside the 8 we will have the value of everything. For example, this one first, second this one, the third time this one. So every time we will have the value of the key inside this 8, and it will check if that key is end with 1, if that key ends with 1. So first time it will bring here, and instead of this 8 it will paste the key 1, this one, key 1 here, and it will check if this key 1 ends with 1, so it will return and store that to this filtered map. And the second time come to here, and this key will paste here, and if this key 2 ends with 1, no, it will not return it here. The second one also, the third one also, if this key 1 ends with 1, so it's true, so return the value like this. So we will have like this key 1, instead of these values we can have only 8, and inside this filter keys, it is like a function, extension function for the map that we can access that. So the next thing is filter values. If we use filter values, we can filter only based on the values we have, not itself the keys. You are not care about the keys, what is the key, but we are care about only the values, what we have inside the values. We are filter inside the values. For example, I want to filter the values. Filter values if that value is less than 10, so return the value, else not. Now if I print the values right now, the filter map keys and this filter values map, we will have like this, and the first one will be like it will get this one and that, and the second one, this one will be less than 10, the value should be less than 10. We have 2 and we have 2 and we have 3. We have 2 and we have 3 less than the 10, and here this one is like ends with 1. We have this one and this one. We have 2, this one and this one, end with 10. So we can sort our value, or we can filter our value like this. And also we can also add, or we can use the plus or minus operator in our list also. Let's see how we can add or plus minus operator in our maps. For example, I want to create a function called plus minus operation, and inside this plus minus operation I want to create a new map. This map will has a new values 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and 3 to 3. And now I want to add something to our new list. How we can do this? We can just println numbers map dot, or instead of dot put, we can add a new value, but here I want to use the plus operator. For example, if I use dot put, I cannot do that inside the map because it is mapOf. We cannot do something like that, but we can add a value, and we can plus appear, or we can plus appear into our map, plus pair, and this pair will get a pair of key values, and this pair the key will be like 4, and the value will be, what will be the value? 4, like this. And if we print here, we will have now this numbers map and this pair. Now let's add one more pair. Let's see, for example, I want to add println, I want to add numbers map plus pair. What if I add the 1 again as a key and the second will be 11, for example? If you see like this, add, or if we use plus and we want to add a new pair to our map, that key already exists in our map. So map basically don't allow multiple same key. We cannot have one key here and one key here, two same key. So in this case, Kotlin will check if this is the key is 1. So if we want to add new key as a 1, so it will append this value. It will change the value for us. It will change in this 11 instead of 1. It will not add a new pair for us. Or even we can add a new pair using the mapOf also. For example, println, I want to add this numbers plus I want to add mapOf. Let's see something like 5 to 5 and comma, and again 1 to 11. So like this also we can plus a new map. We can add a new map to our existing map here. If I run the program, I wanna use this one, and instead of that filtering map, and I wanna run this program again. As you see here, right now, the first one we have the map 1, 2, 3, and the second one we added 4 here. As you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The third time you are adding the 1 instead of the 4. Here you are adding the 1. As you see, we have the 1, 11. The 1, 11 here. As you see, the 1, 11. We are not adding this value. You are just saving new elements, so you're updating the 1, 11 to the 1, as you see here. And now the third one is we are adding this 5. We don't exist 5, so it will add 5 for us here. But this one 1, we don't have, we have already 1, or we have already 1 key here. It will update for us 1 to 11 and 2 exist, 3 exist, and we added the 5 here. So this is how we can plus operator. Or we can, the same thing, we can minus an operator. For example, I want to show how I can minus, for example, 1. We have exist 1 in our map. I want to minus, and this minus don't need 2 parameters. This is like remove. I have to specify only 1 key. Minus takes only 1 key that we want to remove 1. Or I can remove like mapOf, or I can remove a list of keys, a list of 2, 4. So I can remove list of keys here like this. If I run the program right now, you will see we added 4 here, and the third one, this is we minus, we remove this one, and in this section we minus 2, we subtracted 2 and 4. As you see, we don't have 2 here, we don't have 4 here, we have 2 here, we have 4, we don't have 2, we don't have 4 here. So this is how we added. So this is how we filtered, how we minus or added to our existing list. So let's see how we can update, or how we can add a new value to our list. I want to create a new function. Let's keep it as function update operation. We can name it as add or update operation like this. This add operation, we will have a new list like we already had. Simple as this number list again. I want to remove this. This one has only 1 and 2 values. And now I want to add the 3 here. We don't have 3 here. How we can do that? We can do by the specifying the name of the map, and then put After put, as you see, we can have two parameters. First one is key as a string, the second one as value as integer. Because we have a string, we have integer key value. Now I want to add 3, and the second parameter is the 3 as integer. It will add for us this one. Now if I print the number, println number map, now you will see this number map. I want to remove or paste. I want to run this program right now. I want to run this program. Why I'm keeping this? Because at the end you should also do like this. At the end, if you forgot something, you can back to this and you can see this. And I want to also myself, I want to upload this code to GitHub. Anytime I can access that, and maybe I can paste it, the link in the description. You can also use that. So this is the map I created. It has only 1 and 2. So this is here how I can add a new value to in my map. So how I can put, like how I can add multiple key value pairs. You can use something like this. Numbers map dot put all. If you see put, we have only one key value. If we have put if absent, if means if we don't have that value, put that, or else don't put. Put all, it will take a pairs or it will take a map like this. So we can have now like we can have a new mapOf. I can have a new mapOf like this one. You can have a new mapOf like I can add 5 to 5 and 7 to 7 like this. This put all takes a map, or this put all take a sequence. For this put all take a sequence. It can be map, it can be set, it can be a list of a map, something like it could be iterate, or it could be a sequence. For example, I want to add something new using the put all function, and this time I want to use a set of function. Set of this set of, inside this set of I can have a pair. Now the pair, like I can have 6 to this 6 to 6 and comma, like 9 to 9. I means using the set, and inside the set we have a pair. This is a pair itself, a set of pair we can add. So it's a map. We can add this map also. If I run the program right now, you will see these, the 5, 7, 6 and 9 value in this section. As you see, we have 1, 2, 3, sorry for this, it is 5 and 7, 6 and 9 we have here. So this is the way that we can add the values, or even using the plus sign we can also use this map. For example, same thing here, same thing. I want to do Ctrl C and Ctrl V, but instead of put all, I want to use plus, and I want to use plus and equal sign. Using plus and equal sign, and also we can add a new value here. If I run the program right now, we will see this 5 and 7 here. Again you will see, but definitely we have the same value, it will not add. It means we can add the values using like this. Now, so how we can remove the elements from the list? I want to show you an example. Function remove section, and I want to create a new map for this section, and this map will be again 1, 2, 3 because it is a simple one. This 1, 2, 3 we have a list, and now I want to remove this one, and if I use this one, it should remove this key value pair. How I can remove? We can remove like number maps dot, simply using the remove function. Remove function only takes one string, or it sometimes take the value also. For example, if I specify the one, if I print ln here right now, print ln numbers list, you will not see this one here anymore. I wanna copy this and I wanna use instead of this one. If I run the program right now, you will see that 2 only 3. So 2 and 3. I remove that. So what if I specify like the second operation, and instead of, as you see, the value is 1. What if I specify remove the 1 with the value of 3? It can delete or not? Let's see. Look at this. If I specify the key and the value, it will check all the key and values. If this key is 1 and the value is 3, it will remove that. If the value is not the same and the key is not the same, it will not remove that. If I specify here the key, the value as a 1, and definitely it will remove this 1 key and value for us. This is the way that we can remove our list. And also we can remove the values or by helping the keys or helping the values also, and something like this. Numbers map dot keys, from the keys dot remove from this section. I want to remove the 1 here. Instead of this remove, it means search for the keys and remove the 1. It is the same thing as it was here. I remove that. Here you can see we don't have that 1. Or search the values, search the key that exists 2. That if you have find 2 from the keys, remove that 2 from that list. Or for example, if you want to delete the something according to the values, for example, search the values and remove the 2. Can I delete that? Of course not, because the element 2 in the values does not exist. 2 is an integer, but we are finding the 2 as a value here. Here that we have not 2 in the value. If I type it as a 2 here, because we have the 2 as a integer the types, so now we can remove that 2 value with the key also. As you see, we remove that 2 value and key. So this is it for this video, and see you soon on the next video.